when those little girls were killed in Birmingham, that something wasn't right in America, I would certainly become well acquainted with that fact by the time I was 13, when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. I remember the day as it was yesterday. It was April 4th, 1968. I was standing at the kitchen sink, washing dishes in my grandmother's house. My aunt was off in a far bedroom, piecing together blocks of what would eventually become a quilt for me or one of my siblings. The family radio sat on top of a wooden pedal-driven sewing machine, playing music from a little corner in the entry hall. Without warning, the music stopped, and the radio commentator interrupted, announcing that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been shot in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. King, who had been standing on the balcony of his room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, now lay dying on the balcony floor, with a gaping wound covering a large portion of his jaw and neck. The radio went silent, and a short time later, at 6:01 p.m., Dr. King was dead. At that moment, I felt like the wind had been sucked out of me. Dr. King was dead and white America had killed him. I sobbed out loud, wailing as if the world was coming to an end. I ran to my aunt for comfort. Dr. King is dead, they killed him. Those were the words that flowed from my mouth over and over and over as tears streamed from my brown eyes and down to the side of my dark brown cheeks. For a long time after this, I could barely stand to listen to the radio, because every time the music stopped, I expected to hear the worst. As I listen to the radio today, I hope the music never stops. But if it does, I want to be able to hear the silence. I want to be able to close my eyes and believe in my heart what I pray to be true. That the dream is not dead, and that America just might be learning how to get it right, after all.
My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes are at the store. He has loosed his faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today President and Mrs. Barack Obama. Thank you, Mr. President, for being with us today. Maybe, just maybe, America might be learning to get it right, after all. Decades before the start of the modern civil rights movement, mob killings, arrests, and lynchings were commonplace in America. As a way of coping with their plight as slaves, field workers would sing songs when they were doing hard manual labor, such as picking cotton. While my people would tell stories from Genesis to Revelation, and they'd sing of the Hebrew children in Joshua at the Battle of Jericho. Although the slave master didn't like it, if you stood around long enough, you'd hear a song about a blind man seeing and God troubling the waters. Right. Listen, as the field workers lead us in the singing of Wade in the Water. Can you hear them? Can you hear them?
God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. follow me down. Away in the water, away in the water, children, away in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Hey, has anybody seen Jumbo? No, I ain't seen him. They said they saw him. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. No, please, no.
Please, let's get him. Back up. I'm telling you, all this singing and carry on around here, boss. I told him stop, get back to work. No, boss. And let me tell you this one right here. I think he's blind. I think he's blind to leave faster.
We were just doing the past time. We ain't mean no harm, boss. I know you didn't do it, boss.
Get back to work. All y'all get back to work. All y'all get back to work.
Please.
Come on. Get up now. Get up. Please, John Boy. You gonna get hanged today.
No, please don't do it. Please don't do this, boss. Please don't do this, boss. Please, boss.
Seven trees, there are strange fruit, blood on the leaves, and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.